All right, welcome everyone. This is a mindful movement class for soldiers. I'm Lieutenant Colonel Kelly Howard, and I'll be guiding you through the 60-minute practice. So this is a mind-body exercise intended to enhance your mental and physical readiness. There's lots of mind-body practices out there. This kind of mindful movement, or yoga as some people call it, is one of the best because you can get a great workout at the same time as cultivating a calm mind by relaxing the nervous system through your breath. So the breath is going to be a huge focus for us today. We're going to be inhaling and exhaling through our nose into the low belly. So let's go ahead and just practice that now. Place one hand on the low belly and the other hand on your chest. And allow the eyes to close, and I just want you to observe for a moment how you are feeling. And start to notice how you are breathing. So a lot of us notice that our hand on our chest rises more than the hand on our low belly. That's really common in our society when we are getting big things done, when we are working a lot. But this is also a kind of breath pattern that leads to a lot of anxiety. So what we're going to try to do is have the hand on the low belly be rising more than the hand on the chest. Really see if you can visualize the air going through your nose into the low belly and then exhaling through the nose, ideally to a count of 4. And what this is doing is activating the central nervous system, the parasympathetic system, which is your rest and digest. It's getting you out of fight or flight. The vagus nerve connects from your lower belly to your brain. It sends those signals to calm down. And breathing through the nose also helps to warm and filter the air. It helps create the right ratio of oxygen to carbon dioxide. It helps remove pathogens through the nose hairs in your nose. So lots of benefits to doing it that way. Go ahead and come now to mountain pose. So release your hands down and come to the tops of your mat with the feet hips width apart. So you'll see some of us have shoes on, some don't, some are in uniform, some are wearing PTs. You can do yoga anywhere, and you can do yoga wearing anything. You don't need a mat. You don't need to be in a studio space like this. You can do yoga in a field. You can do yoga deployed. And you can do yoga no matter what you're wearing. So you just work with what you have, which is what we're doing here. So from mountain pose, let's start to get into our body. So starting from the feet up, lift and spread all 10 toes and then place them back down on the ground. And see if you can just kind of shift your body weight back and forth and feel the weight evenly distributed among all 4 corners of each foot. And then find stillness. And then start to engage the leg muscles, especially the quadriceps, lifting the kneecaps. Core pulls slightly in to your spine. Shoulders come up, back, and down. Good. And then palms come out. So we're active here, but we're also calm because we're focused on that deep inhale and exhale through the nose into the low belly. Good. On an inhale, bring the arms to the ceiling. Press the palms together. As you exhale, forward fold, arms come out, then down. Hands come behind the calves to pull your chest to your legs, or hands to floor, depending on how flexible you are. As you inhale, hands to shin, halfway up, lengthen through the spine, reach the crown of the head forward. Exhale, plant the hands, step back to plank position or upper push-up. As you exhale, come down to the knees for this first one, release the toes, and come all the way down onto the ground. Inhaling up, cobra pose, low lift with the back, so tops of the feet press. The arms and hands really aren't doing any work here, so you can lift them to make sure you're not really pressing down. The work is in the low back, extending through the back of the neck too, so the gaze is slightly downward. Good. Bring the hips to the heels, coming through child's pose for a moment. Taking an extra breath here, rest your forehead on the mat If your forehead doesn't reach the mat, you can bring the forearms in so that your forehead is resting on something. So this child's pose can be your home base. If at any point during this class it becomes too much, if you notice your breath becoming choppy, just back off and come to this pose. This class is not a competition against anyone else or with yourself. All right, pressing through all 10 fingers, roll the toes under and lift the hips high, downward facing dog. So this first down dog, the hands are shoulder width apart, the feet are hips width apart. Shake the head no, nod it yes, maybe open the mouth to release the jaw a little bit. And as the tailbone lifts more to the sky, the heels press towards the ground. So you may need to step in a couple inches with your feet if the hamstrings are tight. You may want to bend the knees a lot if the hamstrings are tight. And then looking forward, step one foot and then the other in between your hands. Hands to shins, inhale halfway up. Exhale, fold. Next, inhale, reverse swan dive, come all the way up. Press the palms together. Exhale, hands to heart center. So once more, inhale, reach the arms to the sky. Exhale, fold forward. Chest to legs. Inhale, halfway up, get space between your vertebrae. Exhale, plant hands, step back, plank position. Come to lower push-up. So no knees this time unless you need to. As you inhale, upward facing dog, roll over the toes, lifting the legs off the ground, shoulders back and down. Good. Exhaling, downward facing dog. Breathe. Again, walk it in a little bit if you need to. And as you're warming up here, maybe pedaling one foot and then the other to the floor, stretching the calves and hamstrings in a different way. Looking forward, step one foot and then the other in between the hands again. Hands to shins, lift halfway up. Exhaling, fold. Next, inhale, sink the hips this time, chair pose. So sink the hips, lift the arms to the sky. So we're moving into our second warm-up, sun salutation B. That was just sun salutation A that we did. So once more, the feet are hips width apart. The hips are sinking down, the arms are reaching up. Pinkies come in a little bit to activate those triceps. Good. And as much as those arms are really working, the shoulders relax. Nice. Good. Exhale, fold. Release the legs. Next, inhale, come halfway up, hands to shins. Reach. Exhale, plant hands, step back, plank position to lower push-up. Inhaling, upward facing dog. Exhaling, downward facing dog. Look in between your hands, lunge the right foot forward, turn the left foot flat. Inhale, rise up, warrior one. Good. So right leg's forward, back foot is flat on the ground. Both hip bones are facing forward, arms are reaching, shoulders relax. Nice. Release it down. Plank pose to lower push-up. Inhaling, upward facing dog. Nice. Exhaling, downward facing dog. Left foot lunges in between the hands, right foot flat. Inhaling, rise up, warrior one. Good, that back foot on the ground. Breathing, still in and out of the nose. Calm breath, calm mind. Release the hands down, plank to lower push-up. Inhaling, up dog. Nice. Exhaling, down dog. Breathe. Deeply inhaling. Deeply exhaling. So you might notice as you start to warm up, maybe those hips come higher to the sky. Maybe the heels come closer to the ground. Spreading all 10 fingers and pressing them evenly into the mat. Take some of the weight out of your arm muscles and have the hands help you out here. Use the floor. Good. Now looking forward in between the hands, lunge the right foot forward. Turn the back foot flat. This time we're going to come up to warrior two. So right arm in front, left arm back. And last time we had both hip bones facing forward. This time both hip bones open up towards the side mirrors. So you should feel a nice opening in the hips. The front knee is over the front ankle. Breathe. See if you can notice where your back arm and hand are in space. Is it at the same height as the front arm? Can you activate the arms while keeping the shoulders relaxed? Hands reaching in opposite directions. Good. Left hand comes down your left leg. Flip the right palm up. Reach it up and over for peaceful warrior. So front knee stays where it is. Knee over ankle. Make sure that knee's not collapsing in. Good. Keep it over the ankle. So just a long stretch from the right hip through the right fingertips. Good. Inhale, rise back up. Warrior two. Nice. Exhale, place the right elbow down on the right knee. Extend the left arm up and over. Extended side angle. So pinky side is down. Long line from the outside of the left foot through the left fingertips. If you want to make this more challenging, see how little weight you can place on that right elbow, really engaging the core. If you need to go further because you don't feel enough here, you can always place your hand on the ground instead. But really question why you're going further. See if you can take the ego out of it. As you inhale, come back to warrior two. Good, and then straighten the front leg. And on an inhale, reach forward, get space, space, space. Reach forward without coming down. And then good, exhale, release the right hand down, left arm to the sky, triangle pose. So feeling like you're being squeezed between two panes of glass here. So if you notice that your chest is coming down, just so that you can get your hand down, bring that hand up a little bit on the shin. Good. And then bring the shoulder back, left arm to the sky. See if you can turn and gaze up at the left thumb, if that's all right with your neck. Breathe. Deeply inhaling. Deeply exhaling. Nice. Come back to warrior two. And then we're going to cartwheel the hands down and take our flow. So plank to lower push-up. Inhale up. Exhaling back. Looking towards your hands, step or jump your feet in between your hands. Inhale up halfway. Exhale, fold. Next, inhale, sink the hips, chair pose. Good. Exhale, hands to heart center. Let's do that again on the left. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Next, inhale, sink the hips, chair pose. Nice. Exhale, fold. Planting the hands, step back to plank, and then slowly in control, lower push-up. Inhale, upward facing dog. Open the chest, relax the shoulders. Get the shoulders away from the ears. Good. Exhaling, downward facing dog. Breathe. Left foot lunges in between the hands, right foot flat. Inhaling, rise up, warrior two. Gazing at that front middle finger. So we got the left foot forward. Go ahead and swap it out. There you go. All right. So steady gaze, steady breath. The gaze is at that front middle finger. So we're trying to do some challenging poses here and giving you an opportunity to practice being calm no matter what challenges your body's doing. Good. Flip the left palm up, right hand to right leg. Reach the left arm up and over, peaceful warrior. Keep the front knee over the front ankle. Keep it very bent, 90 degrees, if that's all right with your knee. Make sure that knee's not collapsing in. Good. Long stretch from the hip crease through the fingertip. On an inhale, come back to warrior two. It's our home base for this sequence. Exhale, release the left forearm to knee. Right arm reaches up and over. Really reach it towards the front wall. And see if you can feel that long line from the outside of your right foot through the right fingertips. Breathing. So everything I'm offering to you is a suggestion. Just guiding you through your body, but you control how much effort you put forth and how you choose to do each pose. Inhaling, rise up, warrior two. Straighten the front leg. And on an inhale, reach forward, get some space. Exhale, left hand down wherever it comes, shin, ankle or floor, right arm to the sky for triangle pose. So try to see if you can keep that right shoulder in alignment with the legs, like you're being squeezed between two panes of glass. Breathe. Inhaling and exhaling. Next inhale, come back, warrior two. Good. Exhale, cartwheel the hands down, plank to lower push-up, to upward facing dog, to downward facing dog. Nice. Deeply inhaling, deeply exhaling. Deeply inhaling and exhaling. Deeply inhaling. Exhaling, look forward, step or hop your feet in between your legs. Hands to shins, come halfway up. Exhale, fold. Next inhale, reverse swan dive, all the way up to stand. Exhale, hands to heart center. I'm going to do a little side stretch before we add on. Inhale, reach both arms to the sky and clasp your right wrist with your left hand. Good. Now inhale, get a little taller. See if you can really pull it up. And exhale, side bend to the left. Good. So feeling again a long line from the outside of your right foot through your right fingertips. Breathe. Nice. Inhale, come up. Release the wrist. Relax the shoulders. Clasp the left wrist. Inhale, reach it up. Get tall. Exhale, side bend to the right. Breathe. You might notice that the breath allows you to get a little deeper. With each inhale, you lengthen. With each exhale, maybe you deepen. Without collapsing the chest in, we want to keep that chest open to the ceiling. Good. Inhale, come up. Release the wrist. Press palms together. And let's continue flowing. Swan dive down, chest to legs. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, plant hands, step back, plank to lower push-up. Inhale it up. Exhaling, hips high. Looking in between the hands, right foot lunges, left foot flat. Warrior two. We've been here before. We're going to move a little more quickly this time. Good. Peaceful warrior, right arm up and over. Reach it back. Inhale up to warrior two. Exhale, extended side angle. Left arm up and over. Good. Inhale up. Straighten the front leg. Reach forward. Exhale, release the right hand down. Triangle. All right, we're going to build on here this time. Bring the left hand to your left hip and place the right hand on the ground about 6 inches in front of you. Shifting your weight to your right foot, lift the left leg up into the air. Hips open to the side wall, left foot is flexed. If you have your balance, extend the left arm to the sky. This is half moon pose. If it's all right with the neck, you turn and gaze up at your left thumb. Breathe. So the breath is the priority here, not the pose. If you've stopped breathing to balance on one leg, you're just creating stress and tension in the body. Back off. Not a competition. Good. With balance and control, step that left foot back. Come to warrior two. Nice. Exhale the hands down. Plank to lower push-up. Inhale it up. Exhale it back. Nice work. Same thing, other side. Left foot lunges, right foot flat. Inhale it up. Warrior two. Again, moving a little bit more quickly. Exhale, peaceful warrior. Left arm up and over. Front knee stays very bent. Inhale up. Warrior two. Exhale, extended side angle. Right arm reaches up and over. Pinky side down. Inhale it up. Warrior two. Exhale, straighten the front leg. Reach forward with the left hand. Reach, reach, reach. Exhale, left hand releases down, right arm to the sky. Triangle pose. Breathe. Building on here, right hand to right hip. Place the left hand on the ground about 6 inches in front of your foot and start to shift your body weight into your left leg. Flex your right foot, open up your right hips, open up your hips towards the side wall. Half moon pose. Once you have your balance, right arm reaches to the sky. Right foot is flexed, stacking right hip on top of left hip. Maybe turning to gaze up at your right thumb. Good. You fall out, you just regain your breath and you go right back in. Nice. With balance and control, step it back, warrior two. Nice work. Exhale, cartwheel the hands down, plank to lower push-up. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhaling, downward facing dog. Nice work. Breathe. So we're going to take 3 breaths here. If you'd like to come into child's pose instead before we go into the next sequence, you're welcome to. That pose is always available to you. This is a lead class, but it's also your own practice. Working with where your body's at today. Working with whatever amount of sleep you got last night, whatever workout you did yesterday, what you ate. So whether you're in down dog or child's pose, you're doing the same thing. You're reconnecting with your breath. And you're breathing deeply in and out of the nose, into the low belly, before we move on. Nice. If you're in child's pose, go ahead and make your way back up to downward facing dog. And from down dog, looking in between the hands, lunge the right foot forward. Stay up on the back toes this time. Crescent lunge. Good. Right foot forward, up on the back toes. Good. So the hips are, it's like the hips are both facing forward and the feet are on train tracks. If you want to go further here, you can press the palms together and lean back a little bit, but it's not necessary. Just whatever feels right to your body. And from crescent lunge, we'll move into a twist. So 2 options here. You can place the left elbow on the outside of the right knee, pressing the palms together, or place the left hand on the inside of the right foot. Either way, you're doing a twist. Pick the option that's the best for you. So feeling a grounding in the feet. Lower body is very grounded. Spine is twisting. Good. Inhale, reach both arms to the sky. Step forward with the back foot. Chair. You've been here before. Good. From chair pose, take the right foot, come up on the right toes, and cross your legs like you're sitting cross-legged in a chair. All right, some of you might be able to tuck your toes behind your calf. If that's an option, great, go for it. If not, don't worry about it. And then take the right arm and swoop it under the left arm. And press the back of the palms together or the palms together, whatever is accessible to you. If pressing palms is not an option, you can also just always hug the shoulders. Yoga works for every body. So this is eagle pose. If you need to go further to feel something here, you can lift the elbows and extend the arms out like the beak of the eagle. Breathe. Good. Inhale, rise up. And shake it all out. Nice work. Let's do the other side. Mountain pose. Inhale, reach arms to the sky. Exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale, halfway lift, hands to shins, get space. Exhale, plant hands, step back, plank to lower push-up. Inhale, upward facing. Nice. Pressing all 10 fingers. Exhale, downward facing. Left foot lunges this time, staying up on the back toes. Crescent lunge. Reach arms to the sky. Nice. Relax the shoulders down. Breathe. So your heart rate's getting up. Can you keep the breath steady even with your heart rate accelerating? Nice. You can press the palms together and do a little back bend if that feels good. You don't need to. Just whatever feels right. We're just trying to touch every part of your body, knowing that you can't take care of anything you don't touch. Let's move this into a twist now. Bring the right arm to the outside of the left knee, or place right hand down on the inside of right foot. Your choice, whatever is best for your body. If the elbow's on the outside, press the palms together, gaze out at the left elbow, thumbs pressed towards sternum. Back leg is straight and strong. Good. Nice work. Breathe. As you inhale, come back to center, rise up. And step the back foot forward, chair. Good. Coming on to eagle on the other side. Up on the left toes, cross the left leg over, tuck the toes behind the calf, if that's available. If not, don't worry about it. Just sitting down in our chair with the left leg over, which means the left arm comes under. So elbow on top of elbow, back of the palms press, front of the palms press, or just give the shoulders a hug. Hips sinking, elbows lifting up, maybe hands come out like the beak of the eagle. Steady gaze, steady breath. Nice. Excellent balance, guys. Good. Inhale, reach the arms to the sky. Exhale, shake it all out. All right, we're going to do one diversion before we do that one more time. Adding on. So open your legs up towards this wall. Feet about 5 feet apart. And sort of pigeon toe your feet so that the toes are a little closer in than the heels. On an inhale, hands to your waist. Lift the heart up to the sky. Try to get tall. And as you exhale, forward fold. Hands can come wherever they feel good to you. So straight down on the ground, on the outside of the feet. And start to notice here where your hips are in space. Are your hips reaching back? Can you get them more in alignment with your ankles? Can you keep the head and neck nice and relaxed? Nodding the head, yes. Shaking it, no. Maybe opening the mouth a little to make sure you're not clenching the jaw. Keeping the breath deep and steady. Good. Hands come back to the waist. And on an inhale with a flat back, strong core, come to stand. Bring the feet together at the front of the mat. Good. All right, one more standing sequence. Palms to heart center. Inhale, reach the arms to the sky. Exhaling, forward fold. Inhale, hands to shins, lift halfway up. Exhale, plant hands, step back, plank to lower push-up. Inhaling, upward facing dog. Exhaling, downward facing dog. Looking in between the hands, right foot lunges, crescent lunge, stay up in the back toes. We've been here before. Good. Palms to heart center. Start to twist to the right or place left hand down on the inside of the foot, your choice. Twisting the spine. Next inhale, arms come back to center, step forward, chair. Onto the right toes, eagle. Cross right leg over left, right arm under left. Palms press, elbows lift, breathe. Good. Adding on here, on an inhale, come up and bring the right knee with you. Balance, balance. Nice work. Hands come to heart center. Right leg kicks back, warrior 3. Right foot is pointed. And see if you can get your torso at the same height as your back leg. To help you balance, you can bring your hands out to the side like an airplane. Back of the neck is long, so the gaze is slightly down. Good. Can you get that back leg at the same height as the front leg? Nice. Nice effort. Steady breath. The breath is more important than how this looks. Good. Release the right foot down. come up to stand. Nice work. Other side. Hands to heart center. Inhale, reach up. Exhaling, forward fold. Inhaling, hands to shins, halfway lift. Exhale, plant hands, step back, plank to lower push-up. Inhaling, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Left foot lunges, stay up on the right toes. Reach it up. And then let's bring it into the twist. So right elbow on the outside of the leg, or right hand down on the inside of the foot. Good. Inhale, reach both arms up. Step forward into chair. Left leg comes up, crosses over, left arm under, palms press. Nice. Lift the elbows, steady gaze, steady breath. Good. Inhale, bring it all up. Left leg comes with you, bring the knee up. Nice. Hands to heart center. Shoot the left leg back, point through the toes. Left leg at the same height as your torso. Back of the neck is long. Breathe. Warrior 3. Breathe. Nice work. Come up. Shake it all out. All right, let's move on to some core. Hands to heart center. Reach the arms up. Exhale, swan dive down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant hands, step back to plank, hold. Hold it here. Good. Roll to the outside of the right foot. Left arm to the sky for side plank. Now to modify here, you can just place that right knee on the ground. So again, modifying is just customizing the pose for your body. If you're in full side plank, you can lift the left arm to the sky or reach the left arm up and over, pinky side down, working the obliques and the whole side of the body. Good. Breathe. All right, close the pose, finding your way back to plank. And let's do the other side. So this time, roll to the outside of the left foot, right arm to the sky. Again, choose to modify by placing the left knee down. If the left knee is down, see if you can keep everything in a single line. So left hand, left knee, left foot, right foot. Keep it a balance. So we're working our core muscles, but we're also balancing at the same time. We're also breathing steadily. And we're doing a challenging pose with a calm mind. You can reach the right arm up and over if that feels good to you, to stretch the whole side body. Nice. And close the pose, coming into plank. And then lift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Breathe. From here, we're going to move into our arm balance. So start to walk your feet towards your hands and bend the knees, coming into a squat. So knees wide apart, hands together. Good. All right, so this is a stretch in and of itself here, right? See if you can shimmy your shoulders down a little farther to get your triceps to the insides of your legs. Good. And then plant hands, shoulder width apart, all 10 fingers pressing. So the hands are doing work here. And start to shift your body weight onto your hands. And maybe one foot comes off the ground, maybe the other foot comes off the ground, maybe neither foot comes off the ground, and you just work on pulling your core muscles towards the spine. This is crow pose. Remember, if you can't do this with a steady breath, that's your indication to back off. It's not what you do in this class, it's how you do what you do. Good. Nice effort. All right, release down. Nice, nice effort. All right, come back into tabletop. So hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the feet. I'm sorry, knees underneath the hips. We're going to start working our spine here a little bit. First, we're going to just get any kinks out. So on an inhale, lift the crown of the head and the tailbone to the sky. As you exhale, round the spine, tucking the chin, tucking the tailbone. Inhaling, lift. Cat pose, cow pose. Exhaling, round. Inhaling, gaze up, tailbone up. Exhaling, round the spine. So feel free to go at your own pace. If you notice any places that are stuck or tight in your shoulders or hips, you're welcome to stay there a minute. Maybe roll the neck. And then find a neutral spine. And extend the left leg behind you, toes tuck under. Good. Reach the right arm out in front of you, palm faces down. And when you're ready, lift the left leg off the ground, point the toes, spinal balancing. So what we're seeing here is how much space we can create in our spines. Feeling like your hand is being pulled in one direction and your foot is being pulled in the other. How much space can you make between each vertebra? Breathe. Still breathing deep and steady through the nose into the low belly. Breathe. Nice. Release it down. And right foot extends back this time. Toes curl under. Left arm out. Palm faces down. Good. And then right foot lifts. So the leg and the arm are at the same height. Press through the ball of the foot. The back of the neck is long, so your gaze, again, is going to be slightly down so that that cervical spine gets space the same way the rest of the spine does. Really pressing into that right hand so that you're not collapsing into the floor. Breathe. Good, and place it all down. All right, on an inhale, reach the right arm to the sky. Staying here for a moment, feeling the stretch through the right obliques. Good. Exhale, thread the needle, right palm faces up, thread it under the left arm, and come onto your right shoulder. Good. So you can choose the right position for you for your left foot and your left hand. Maybe it feels good to extend the left leg back. Maybe it feels good to extend the left arm forward. We're just stretching our shoulders in the way that feels best to us. Breathe. Allow your head to rest on something. Breathe. So up to 90% of disease is caused by stress in our minds, as defined by the American Medical Association. So if we're really interested in improving our health and not just our aesthetics, we need to pay attention to what's going on in our minds. We need to learn to calm our minds with our breath. We need to use some of the tools to reduce the stress hormones, calm the brain waves. And help us become grounded. Press the left hand down. And on an inhale, bring the right arm to the sky. Good. Exhale, release it down. So threading the needle on the other side this time. Inhale, reach the left arm up. Exhale, palm faces up. Come onto your left shoulder. So thread the needle other side. Knowing that this side might be a little different than the other side. So maybe doing a different hand position, a different hip height, a different leg position for your right leg and right arm. Breathe. you start noticing that you're becoming distracted as we slow things down a little bit, as we're not moving as fast, see if you can guide your mind back to just what you're doing. Doing a stretch on a mat, in a room, with a deep breath. Good. Pressing the right hand down on an inhale, reach the left arm up to the sky. And then exhale, place it down. And then extend your legs, both legs back behind you, and come all the way down to the ground. Good. Reach both hands in front of you and just walk them forward a little bit and try to inch your hips backwards. So trying to really make your body longer. On an inhale, bring the upper body up and create a Y shape with your body. So arms lift off the ground, fingers point, Y shape. Lifting the back legs too, breathing. Good. As you exhale, come down, turn one cheek to your mat. Deeply inhaling, deeply exhaling. Next inhale, look forward, and again, lift everything off your mat, and this time bring the arms out to the side like a T. Engaging the quads, lift everything up that you can lift up. Back of the neck is long. So even on our bellies, we're still breathing here. Air is still going in and out of that lower belly. Nice. Release down, turn the opposite cheek to your mat. Once more, inhaling, look forward, lift everything up, and this time bend the elbows, making a W with your arms, legs lift, pressing through the balls of the feet, back of the spine is long, and release down. Bring the hips to the heels, child's pose. So this child's pose might feel very different than the one that we did at the start of the class. Bring the knees wide apart. Allow the forehead to rest on something, either the mat or bring your forearms in, and reach your hips to your heels. Breathe. And then pressing all 10 fingers down, curl your toes under, lift the hips high, downward facing dog. From down dog, look in between the hands and lunge the right foot forward. Come down on the back knee. Good. Toe here, your foot over to your left hand. Good. And allow the right knee to come down onto your mat. Now, for most of us, the foot is naturally going to come closer to the groin because our hips are tighter. What we want to do here, rather than coming to our side, is stay centered up on our hips. Good. This is called pigeon pose. As you inhale, get tall. As you exhale, either stay here if this is your edge, or you can come down to the forearms and make this a little more restorative. If you notice that being on your hip is just where you're at, go ahead and put your legs into what we call deer pose or 90-90, which is where you're creating a 90-degree angle with your front leg and then a 90-degree angle with your back leg. So that shin is parallel to the front of the mat. And you should still feel this in your hips, if your hips are a little tighter. Good. So this is one of the biggest hip stretches that you can do. If you are a runner, this is a pose you should try to do every day to release the tension that's built up in the hips from running or other high-impact activities. And use the breath here to help release any stress or tension that you find. We're going to stay in this pose a little bit longer than we stayed in some of the standing poses, with the idea that as your body has more time in this pose, it has more opportunity to bring you into the next the next level of the stretch. Maybe you notice that you sink a little further. Maybe you notice the mind gets a little calmer. Or maybe this is just a little uncomfortable and you just learn to practice breathing through the discomfort. Good. Come up onto the hands. Slowly curl the back toes under and step it back to down dog. So down dog, just a reset before we do the other side. So moving to pigeon on the left, lunge the left foot forward, back knee down, release the back toes. Toe heel the foot over to your right hand. Release the knee down, foot comes closer to the groin. Good. So your hips might be different on this side. It might be tighter, it might be looser. So maybe you didn't take the modification on the other side, but you need to here. Totally fine. You might get long first and then come down to the forearms to really settle into pigeon. You might stay in deer or 90-90 with the front shin parallel to the front of the mat, the back shin parallel to the back of the mat, working your hips from that angle instead. Either way, allow the gaze to be soft or eyes closed. Using the breath to release any stress or tension you find in your left hip. Good. All right. Coming up onto the hands, curl the back toes under, lift the hips high, downward facing dog. From down dog, come onto the knees, cross the ankles, and roll over into a seated position. Stretching the right leg out in front of you, left foot into the inner thigh. So right foot is flexed, and we'll first do a little micro twist to the right. So left hand on the outside of the leg, and just start to twist, gazing over the right shoulder. We're just doing this to center or torso. Good. And then back to center. On an inhale, reach both arms to the sky. Exhale, fold forward, bringing your chest down to your legs. So we're not rounding our spine here to get our head down. We're really trying to keep the spine long and bring the chest down. So for some of you, it might be holding onto the back of the hamstrings or the back of the calves, getting some leverage to pull the chest more down towards the ankle. So this is kind of different than maybe the gym PT that you've done where you just try to hold the foot and collapse your spine over. We're trying to lengthen the spine as we stretch our hamstring. So in all of these forward bends that we'll be doing, really try to harness the mind. Again, if it's starting to wander to things that are happening later today or to something that happened yesterday, just see if you can guide it back to what you're doing right here. Good. On an inhale, come up and place the left foot on the outside of the leg. Get very tall, hands on the knee, get very, very tall, and place the left hand behind you. And as you get tall, start to bring your abs into your spine and twist. Perhaps using the knee for leverage or placing the elbow on the outside of the knee if that's an option for you. But with each inhale, we want to get taller, and with each exhale, maybe we twist a little bit deeper. That right foot stays flexed, even though we're not looking at it. We're still aware of where it is in space. And if it's all right with the neck, you turn and gaze over your left shoulder. Each inhale taller. Each exhale, maybe just a millimeter deeper. Good, and release. Left leg extends out this time. Right foot into your left thigh. Again, little micro twist to the left. So we were just here. It should feel familiar. Little micro twist to the left. Good. And then inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, fold forward over your left leg. Again, keeping the spine long. So hands to the back of the hamstring or the back of the calf, pulling the chest towards your legs. The same way we did when we were doing the standing forward fold, where we tried to bring our chest down to our legs. Breathing. Good. Again, you might notice in these stretchier type poses that your body relaxes a little bit as you're in them. You're able to go a little deeper the more breaths you take. Inhaling, come up. And place the right foot on the outside of the left leg, right hand behind you. On an inhale, get very tall and bring your abdominals into your spine. Start to twist, gazing out at your left shoulder. Left arm can hug right knee, or you can place the elbow on the outside of the knee if you need more stretch, if you need more leverage to twist. All of these poses are endless. If you can get the elbow, then we would go into a bind. And if you would get the bind, we would go into an arm balance. Like, there's nowhere to get in these poses because they are endless. We're just trying to get to the place where you feel something that's challenging yet manageable. And you hang out with it with a deep and steady breath. Good. All right, release it here. And extend both legs in front of you. And place your feet down on the mat, hands behind you. And we're going to lift the hips up for a reverse tabletop. Now, if your shoulders are tight, you might want to have the fingers pointing away from you. If your shoulders aren't as tight, your fingers might be able to point towards your feet. So, your choice. But on an inhale, you're going to press into the feet and the hands to lift the hips up for tabletop. Now, the hips, the knees, and the shoulders are all at the same height, ideally. So you've got to press down with the hands and the feet to do that. So try to make a tabletop that you'd actually want to go and eat lunch on. If it's all right with your head and neck to release your neck back, that's great. We're just stretching the front side of the body. Good. Release it down. Cross the ankles and come over to a seated position on your legs. So knees together, ankles together. Going to do a little touch for the knees and toes here. Again, we're trying to touch all parts of your body, all the joints. So if you feel this here in your knees, you stay here. If you don't feel anything, you can bring the feet wider apart and come to a seat in between your feet. Now, some of you might be right in between, and if that's the case, you can use your hands to support your body weight instead of coming all the way down onto your hips. So this is hero's pose, and this is just a little love for your knees. Good. All right. Very slowly come up. And this time, curl the toes under and sit back on your heels. So if you don't have shoes on, you'll probably feel this more intensely than the people who do have shoes on. But if you have shoes on, you can actually just inch your knees forward a little bit, and you might feel it a little bit more. So we're just trying to stretch the bottoms of our feet and our toes. You feel it? Feel it? Okay. All right. And from this toe stretch, place the hands down in front of you, lift the hips high, downward dog. This is your last one of the class, so enjoy. Maybe noticing the differences in your body between this down dog and the first down dog of your practice today. And then coming on the knees, cross the ankles and roll over into seated. Place the feet down and come all the way onto your backs, holding onto your hamstrings. So this is bridge pose. And Bend the elbows so that the palms are facing each other, fingers to the sky. And on an inhale, press the feet down, lift the hips up. Feet down, hips up. If you'd like to go a little further, you can clasp your hands underneath you and sort of shimmy the shoulders in a little bit. So as much as those hips are lifting, the feet are pressing down. Breathe. Feel like your knees are pressing towards the front wall, elongating through the hip flexors and the quads. Nice. Release it down. And bring your feet even further apart. And one knee at a time, start to come into windshield wipers. One knee and then the other. This just helps release the low back. Should feel good, just a little massage for your low back and spine. And then extend the left leg out in front of you and hug the right knee into your chest. Bring the knee to the outside of the rib cage, hugging it in a little bit deeper. And then take a hold of the outside of your right foot with your right hand. Good. And start to move your right foot towards the sky. So the sole of the foot faces the sky, and the right knee comes into the right elbow. Right knee into right elbow, the sole of the foot to the sky. So this is getting into your inner thigh. It might feel uncomfortable if you're not used to doing this very often. If this is too intense, you can just continue to hug the right knee into the chest. Feel as if there is a sandbag on your left leg, pressing it down into the floor. Good. Good. And then hug the right knee back into the chest. Extend the right arm out to the side and bring the knee over to the left side of your mat, resting the right foot on the inside of your left knee. Start to reorganize your shoulder blades underneath you so that you can turn and gaze out at your right hand. So this is a supine spinal twist, just wringing out any stress or tension that might be in your body. With each inhale and exhale, letting go of a little stress and tension. Then hug the knee back into the chest. And swap it out with the left leg. So left knee hugs into the chest this time. Right leg extends out. Good. And then actually bring the knee to the outside of your rib cage, getting maybe a little bit deeper into that hip. When you're ready, your left foot flexes and your left hand takes a hold of the outside of your left foot. Good. Bring the sole of the foot to the sky, the left knee into the left armpit. Still paying attention to that right leg. Can you press the right thigh down into your mat? Can you be in an uncomfortable position or situation and just breathe through it? Good. Squeeze the knee back into the chest. And extend the left arm out to the side, palm face down. And bring the knee over to the right side of your body. The left knee resting on the inside of the left foot resting on the inside of the right knee. Shuffle the shoulder blades underneath you to get centered and turn and gaze out at your left hand. So I ran lots of marathons, I've maxed lots of PT tests. But when I was in the best shape of my life, I was actually at my most unhealthy because I was so wound up, I did not know how to calm myself down. And yoga is one of the tools, this kind of mindful movement is one of the tools that got me through 2 tours in Iraq and nearly 2 decades in the Army. And it's a tool available to you all as well that can enhance any aspect of your life, whether your job performance, your personal relationships, your physical health, your mental health, your sleep. Bring the knee back into the chest, give it a squeeze. And then bring the right knee up to meet it and hold everything into a tight ball. So I want you to contract every single muscle in your body. Your feet, your legs, your hips, your back, your core, your shoulders, your hands, your face. Squeeze everything. Bring everything off the mat. Squeeze it all into a very tight ball. Hold the breath in. Hold it in. Hold it in. Exhale. Release it all down. Coming into relaxation pose. So stretch the legs out in front of you. The arms out to the side. Palm faces up. Maybe tuck the shoulder blades under slightly to lift the heart. Bring the ankles wider apart and allow the toes to touch together. And then release the toes, letting them flop out to the side to open the low back. So this is the pose where you get to do nothing, where you get to just be. Knowing that you are a human being, not a human doing. If thoughts come into the mind here again, just give them a yes, no, or maybe and let them go. 85% of your thoughts are repetitive. You've had them all before. They don't need any attention right now. This pose allows all the work you just did to be absorbed by your body, to be assimilated, to really impact the nervous system that I keep talking about. So it's ideal to stay in this pose for 5 or 10 minutes, and if you're practicing with the video, I encourage you to do that. But for this class, for now, we're going to move on. So start to wiggle the fingers and toes to gently awaken the body. And then reach the arms overhead for a full body stretch from the fingers to the toes. And then roll to your right side, pausing there with the knees into the chest and the head resting on the upper arm. And before you come to a seated position, allow yourself to think of one thing that you are grateful for, no matter how small. And once you have that thing in your mind, make your way up to a comfortable seat with the eyes closed and the spine tall, the legs crossed. Again, noticing the breath. Knowing that you can take this practice with you as you move throughout the day. This isn't about what happens on the mat. This is about you practicing the tools that will help you in all the other areas of your life. So thank you for joining me today, and thank you for working to strengthen your own mind-body connection.